Hi everybody and welcome back to our channel, and welcome to the first instalment in a new series of videos where we are going to DIY our bedroom decor. So if you don't already know, David and I live in a rented tenement flat in Glasgow, and we've been really busy on working room by room in the flat to try and get it to feel as much like ours as we can. When you're renting an apartment or a flat, there's a lot of things that you can't do, and a lot of those things that you can't do would be the things that would help you make your flat feel like your own. So we're really trying to think outside the box and think of the littlest changes that we can make here and there to make this flat feel just like ours. We're finally onto the bedroom, and this room has been a massive problem area for us. It's taken us a long time to feel like this room feels cosy and like it feels like it's our vibe. I don't know why, we just really didn't feel at home in here, but it's all coming together and we're finally starting to feel like we're getting it just right. So we're really inspired to put the last kind of couple of changes of this room into a mini series for our YouTube channel. There's a couple of things that we want to DIY that will be featured in this mini series. The first being some wall art. I am going to make some A1 size prints to hang on this wall here. The second is that we are going to try to DIY the curtains that we already have or get some new curtains. And 3 is that we are going to spray the curtain pole matte black to match the rest of the hardware in the bedroom. But yes, I love watching other people's DIY home decor channels on YouTube, and I love watching other people's mini series. I really hope that you will enjoy this one as well and maybe find some inspiration to give your own bedroom a little makeover. I know that DIY is absolutely not for everybody, and I am especially nervous about making these wall art prints because, as I've said and I continue to say, I am not an arty girl. I can't draw, I don't paint, I didn't do art at school, none of that. So this is going to be a massive challenge for me, but I'm really excited to see how it all turns out. And I think there's always that little extra bit of, I did that, when you do it yourself. So hopefully they don't turn out a disaster, and hopefully we end up with a bedroom that feels exactly what we've been trying to achieve the whole time that we've been in this flat. I am not going to ramble on for very much longer. I want to try and keep these videos between 10 and 15 minutes each maximum, so they're really easy for you to watch and really easy for you to digest. However, before we go any further, I just want to say that if you're interested in these kind of DIY videos, please give the video a thumbs up so that I know that you like it. And if you want to see what we end up with after all of this is done, then make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And without any further ado, let's get into the before bedroom tour. So this is our bedroom. This is what you see when you walk in the door. The bed's straight in front of you, and we've got this gorgeous big huge window here. This room doesn't actually get a lot of light because the sun goes to the front of the house, but it's a gorgeous big window. These are the curtains that we're going to replace. So let me just move over here a bit. These curtains were gifted to us by my grandparents when we moved into the flat, and they've been great. We really struggled to find curtains that were big enough for this size window. The only problem we have with these is that they're cream and the walls and everything else is white. So sometimes I think they just pull a bit off when they're sitting against the white walls. So ideally we're going to eventually be able to get some white curtains for here. I was hoping to be able to bleach these white, but we patch tested a square down here and it just didn't really make any difference with the bleach. So I think we're going to have to look for or make white curtains. As you can see, we painted the curtain tiebacks and the doorknob for the boiler to be matte black, just because we went with black hardware in here. So we've got this black trolley, which is from IKEA, and the lamps beside our bed are black. We've got these bedside tables, which are actually from Georgia Asda, and obviously the black mirror. We moved this mirror into the bedroom from the hall about 6 weeks ago, and it was honestly the best thing we've ever done. It just made this room feel totally different. So that's my side of the bed. We've got this rug here that is from TK Maxx. We got this just before Christmas time and I love it. It's just really pulled all of the details together in the room and I'm obsessed with it. And this is our bed. This is the wall where the two A1 frames are going to hang. There'll be one here and there'll be one here. I was originally going for a kind of gallery style wall behind the bed, but I don't like it. I think it looks unfinished. So I'm excited to have the two A1 size. I just really think that this, with the size of the ceiling in here, I think that the two larger prints will just pull everything together and kind of make the room feel a bit smaller and cozier. And also I think that the two big prints behind the bed will look much more expensive than these two tiny things. That was just a very quick kind of mini tour of our bedroom just now, just to give you an idea of what we're working with and what we've got going on just now. I am trying to stick to a theme of white, black and with an accent of forest green. So we've got these huge big gorgeous green cushions on the bed and we have a nice forest green throw, and I'm going to try and stick to that theme with the art. I do have some kind of earthy yellowy mustard colour just to throw a little bit of something else in there, but I think that will really complement these nice dark wood tones that we have in here as well. So I am excited for this mini transformation of our bedroom. Like I said, it's not going to be anything major, but it's just these little touches and these little details that will really make it feel like ours and make it feel super cosy and homey and like we've got our stamp on it finally. So the first thing that we're going to do, and what the rest of today's video is going to be, is a trial run for the wall prints. Now, I have been scrolling and checking on print websites and Pinterest and Instagram for inspiration for a couple of weeks now, and I've managed to narrow it down to 3 designs that I like and that I'm going to try and do with the colours that I've got. I only have 3 colours of paint. I have green, I have black, and I have the kind of mustardy earthy yellow colour. Rather than just chuck all my ideas onto the A1 paper and hope for the best, I'm going to do a kind of trial run, a dress rehearsal on some small A4 paper, and whichever design David and I like the best, that's the one that we're going to try and recreate on the larger size paper. Okay, so I'm just sat in the kitchen at the table and I'm about to start on my drafts. So I just wanted to show you quickly what I've got. You really don't need very much for this at all. I'm just sat with a bunch of A4 paper. I just took out the printer. It's just normal paper, nothing fancy. I have got my 3 paints, the green, the black and the yellow. I've got my new set of paintbrushes that I got from Cass Art. I think for these mostly I'm going to be using larger brushes. I don't think I'll be using the small ones for very much. I've got a little glass of water for my brush to get it all wet, and lastly I don't have anything else to put my paints on, so I just covered the chopping board in cling film, and what I'm going to do is just squeeze the paint on here. I don't have a palette or anything fancy like that, so this will have to do. I just wrapped some cling film around it a couple of times to protect the chopping board, and I'll just use my paints straight onto here. Okay, so I've just quickly taken a picture of the inspiration photos. I call these inspiration photos, but actually what I did is I took a picture of the A1 card last night and I just marked it up on my iPhone, so I just drew on it using my iPhone. And these are the ones that I like, so I took a picture of them on the iPad so that I could show you. This is very old school. So this is the first one. I don't know if you can see properly. So just with like the green square with the yellow circle and some lines and a squiggle there as well. So that's one that we like. The second one is this one, and it's literally just a green line with a black squiggle. And then last one was this. So this was a green square with a black circle and some yellow paint splat. So I'm going to just do all of these just now, and then I'll see which ones I like best. Didn't take as long as I thought it would take. We've been painting for about an hour probably, and we've decided on 2 designs that we're going to use, and we have decided that we're just going to go for it. We're just going to do it when we're on a roll. The paints are out, the brushes are out, and we're feeling super creative, so we're just going to paint them tonight, which means change of plans. We'll just keep on going with this video and you can see the finished product quicker than you thought. How exciting. Let me show you all of our drafts that we've got here. So these are all of our practice runs. You can see what we were going for when I said like just block colours with black line work and dots and all that kind of stuff. So this is the trial runs. This is what our palette ended up looking like at the end of all the trial and error runs. I actually really like this. I wish I could hang this on my wall, but it's a chopping board, so probably not. But we had to end up mixing some whites in with the colours because they were just a bit too dark, and they weren't looking great on the paper, so we popped a bit of white in with them and it ended up great, exactly what I had envisaged. So now that everything's out, we're just going to jump right in and paint the A1 size. Okay, so I've come into the living room just to wind this video up because David is doing some tidying up in the kitchen. We just finished with the posters and they turned out exactly how I wanted them to. Like, they could not be nicer. Everything that I was hoping was going to translate onto the paper, it did, which I'm super pumped about because I don't do arts and craft things very often, and when I do they tend to not go how I wanted them to go. So I'm super excited that those turned out so well. I can't wait to show you them, but I'm not going to show you them just now. You'll need to wait until the next video when I will show you how to frame your print, and David will help me to show you how to hang your print onto the wall. So stay tuned for that video and the big reveal of the posters, and I'll see you then. Bye.